Hello, welcome to the specification which we should have for a order to cash application. In this there are two major masters will be there, which is the customer and the product. So I'm just now taking a total view of the customer as designed in Plum, not necessarily applicable to across the world. So with some salient features which I thought I should the application must have. Like what I meant by, there are some standard fields such as the customer name, address, and supply address, and all that. And also, it should be multi-locational in the sense that the same customer can give orders to be supplied to multi locations. So, how that is handled in accounts and finance versus the supplies is a big subject to be discussed, whether separate data is to be created or the same data is to be used, or a concept of parent account master to be used. Then we have consignment sales, in which case what happens is actually though you send the material to Mr. A, you will be billing it on B, and B is responsible for that, but whereas the order is received from A. This is what we call consignment sales in India. I don't know about outside. Then discounts and commercial terms. Well, when it comes to discounts, there is a lot possibilities, but maybe to operate at a meaningful level, we should have at least one or two discounts to be specified. And coming to commercial terms, it could be the credit management, which is very very crucial. The credit management consists of two elements, namely the credit limit, that is by the dollar value which the customer can enjoy the credit from the supplying party, and second is the credit days. That means if the oldest bill is more than that many days, there should not be any supplies. And also it comes the basically where to control this. It depends on each organization. There are some people who may accept it at the order level and lock it at the invoice level, and some people don't accept at the order level itself. I cannot precisely say what is the right way. It depends on the organization, and we should be able to configure it for both. That is, the order is accepted and billing is stopped, or order itself is not accepted. Of course, we have to take a deep dive into the production module. What if the order is accepted and he has not made the payment? What are you going to do after producing? So, well, let's not complicate things beyond a limit. And also the grouping of the customer. These customers belong to different zones and regions, whatever you call it. And they are also attached to the salesperson, the man who has got order, or the man who is responsible for that customer. Now here it has to be very carefully seen. There are companies who attach a customer permanently to a salesperson, irrespective of from where the order comes. However, there are companies, there is an attachment, but they accept orders from different salesperson, and the commission is given to the person who has booked the order rather than to the attached customer, attached sales officer. Well, this is a subject. So in the customer master, it may be a salesperson A, but when it comes to order booking, it will be sales B. Of course, very carefully, another thought process is, what if an invoice has some quantity of the material being booked by Mr. A and some quantity booked by B, and then the commission arriving at it, and lot of situations will be there. Now coming to account manager, is the manager from the accounts department who will be monitoring the payment and things like that. Well, the terminology may be different in different countries. I am not getting into that. Now it is likely that the salesperson and account manager are linked in some cases, That means under an account manager there may be some salesperson. That is, it is a tree structure. But in reality, that we have observed doesn't work, because the account person is assigned by the finance department. And well, basically, just to tell that it should be based on a tree structure or an independent salesperson and account manager. Now coming to the price, location and price type. What is the difference? The price location. That means if you decide that North Carolina you wanted to offer some 10% discount to maybe NGOs. So this location becomes the North Carolina, where you will be booking it, and the price type becomes whether he is a normal customer or a government customer or an NGO. Well, there is also a concept of approving the customer approvals. So this will be a clear-cut workflow which depends on each of the companies, and then the provision must be given to do the data loading, which I am sure most of the applications do provide. So let us, keeping this in mind, let us see how the application is configured. So here is the customers who we have the list. So let's take an edit of the customer. You can see the code cannot be edited and name can be edited. Sometimes when you change the name, suppose I just make it as dot dot dot, when I update on that name, lot of records must have been there, and finance also. The application should simultaneously update all the recursive data, because in this design, of course it depends on the design, in this design the names and addresses are picked into the actual tables. Well, we have some occupation, it's really not a thing, but this is one thing with the active inactive, which will make whether the customer is to be supplied or not. Then you have a salesperson who need to be picked up, and we have picked up the salesperson, and similarly the account manager to be picked up, and we picked up that account manager. Then you have, of course, the contact address, supply address, you have sub contact details. Now in the commercial, you will see the groupings coming up, and this is what we meant by the activity group or the price group. That means he is a dealer or a distributor or a club or a government or whatever it is, or a student. Now in the price location you have whether it is all India or Gujarat or Malaysia or whatever it is. So based on the combination of these two, the entire application, the pricing structure is the applicable prices are picked up. However, in this video I am not referring to the pricing and other modules, but I am restricting to customer master. So commercials, you have the discount, you have the credit limit, credit dates, etc., and of course some statutory numbers and all that will be there, and there is a provision to do the attachments. And also, as I was saying, that it is likely that he can have lot of consignors. That means from this he will be supplying to these people. So this is to be kept very careful in mind. So the consignors are locked to the customer. And just for reference purpose, let us see how the credit control comes into action when we make suppose a sales invoice or whatever it is. Let us make a sales invoice on a customer called some 3Edge consultant or something like that, EDGE. The moment I typed it, it went to the server and brought his balance details and says, sorry, you cannot supply to them, and the customer is made empty. So you have to pick another customer. Okay. So you can pick anybody else and then you can proceed. So this is how it is, and basically again going back to the coming to the actual data loading of the customer master. So we have the customer master, and you have the Excel mechanism where you can download the Excel. The Excel will download the template, and the template will have all the required fields, and user will update into that and then submit back to the application. Of course, this needs lots of revalidations, etc. So let's go back to what is that we planned, and the standard fields: multi-locational supply, consignment sales, discounts and commercial terms, the credit limit management, and where to control at the order or invoice, the groupings and regions, salespersons, account manager, price location and groups, customer approvals. And the customer approval is a workflow by itself. Well, in this video I'm not covering it. Maybe we will be able to take it up in the next model. Suppose if you wish to see the actual design document of this, you can just go to the design mode and you will see the entire design document available to you. You can see actually the page head, the fields, each field, what type it is, and what are the validations, and if there are any specific JavaScripts also there, you may notice. Okay, and the code segment if it is there, and then you have the table structure with you, and also this page. From this page, where are all the field level related tables? That means this table is an entity table, so you are picking an account manager from the same entity table, activity group from lot of lookups, and related pages. That means from this page what are all you are calling. So this is an auto generated design document. I'm sure at least I personally feel there cannot be better way to understand the entire form, how it works, and including the client end or server end validations of the JavaScript and all the applications. Thank you very much.